Good evening, race fans. Welcome to a special episode of MaxspeedTV. Mark Mann's Killin Time 250, presented by MaxspeedTV. Stephen Lane up in the booth. Going to have Mark Mann up here with me here in just a few minutes. He's down there talking to some drivers, but we want to welcome everybody tonight for this special race here at Daytona. We got a good field checking in tonight. Right now we have 33 drivers that has entered into the race tonight. Now the winner will get a prize. We'll also be paying out some spots, and when Mark gets back we'll have him go over that. We're going to get to a few little housekeeping things here real quick. We're going to go over our pre-race analytics. Right now, the wind at 10 miles an hour out of the southeast. Wish it was that here in Oklahoma. We've been dealing with about 60 mile an hour, almost straight line winds, but it's pretty rough. A lot of wildfires going on right now, so keep everybody safe and in your prayers if you would. Air temperature right now at 76 degrees, humidity 0, track temp at 88. We're doing 100 laps tonight, 250 miles, unlimited tires, 50% fuel, pit road speed at 55, pace speed at 75. We are at the big track of Daytona, so it's going to be a pretty interesting race. Welcome everybody out there in chat. Billy was out there. Diana, good to see Diana. Haven't seen her in a while. One of our mods showing up, Brendan Kennedy. Appreciate you, Brendan. Just help me keep an eye on everything. Braden Cowse out there in chat as well. So appreciate everybody showing up, and hopefully we put on a good show for everybody tonight. But while these guys are finishing up practice, about 10 minutes left, we're going to go ahead and step aside. We're going to play our national anthem provided by our good friends at Madison Rising. So hang tight, folks. We'll be right back after the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, Satan's that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land under the frame, you're the home of the brave.
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching MaxspeedTV.
All right, folks, we are back, and the drivers keep coming in. We now have 37 drivers that have entered the race tonight. It's going to be a big field. We are in the trucks, as you can see. A lot of good-looking paint jobs out there. We have about 5 minutes left of practice. Believe we are still using the Checker Flag Motorsports, so we've got to give a shout out to the guys at Checker Flag Motorsports, David Overstreet, Bubba Winningham, David hosting the race tonight, and using the Checker Flag Motorsports Discord channel for their communication. So a special shout out to David Overstreet and the guys at CFM for hosting this and everything. So I also got to give a big shout out to our race sponsor, Mark Mann, which he is down going through the different rooms, talking to everybody, making sure everybody's lined up, and in separate rooms, kind of spreading everybody out. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that as well. But we, like I said, we got about 4 minutes of practice left. When Mark gets done doing what he's doing, he'll come back up in the booth again. Stephen Lane up here in the booth calling the action tonight. Oh no, Brenda, we got 36 car field tonight, and I believe people are still trying to get in. They only have about 3 minutes left. Again, we'll go ahead and look at our pre-race analytics again up on the screen. We are actually on Dustin Locke, so we'll get that out of the way. But air temp of 75, track temp still at around 85 degrees. Again, we are at doing 100 laps tonight, and going to be unlimited tires and 50% fuel. So 50% fuel, you're probably looking somewhere around the 22 to 25 lap range. I do believe. Let's see if we can't get... who could we pick on to start? Guy we haven't talked to in a while, but we're going to go ahead and he is in race room 2. We're going to head and bring this guy up to the broadcast booth. Billy Stanley, a guy we haven't actually got to talk to or seen in a while, out here tonight racing with these guys at Daytona. Billy, how you been doing, buddy?
Oh man, doing good. Looking forward to getting out here and mix it up with these guys. It's been a while, and should be a fun race.
Well, I think it's going to be. So we're kind of going over the pre-race analytics and stuff. How's the track and how's the trucks feeling tonight here at the big track at Daytona?
It actually feels really good. You can really bump and bang and not have to worry about upsetting somebody's truck or anything. So it should make it for an interesting race.
Well, definitely glad
the
to
GSS guys we're out here trying to come up with a strategy, see what we're going to do with these boys. But you never know. Once the green flag drops, everything it just goes out the window. Right there.
It's almost every man for himself, right?
Exactly.
Well, it's good to see you, Billy. Diane is out there in chat cheering you on, and
thank you, Diane.
But man, it is so.
Fans is tuning in, and thank you, Stephen, for calling the race. And our prayers are with Josh. Hope he gets better soon, and hopefully we'll put on a good show for everybody. And thank my sponsor, Performance Distributors.
Well, it's always good to see you, Billy. Man, I know we haven't got to visit or talk there for a good while, but it is good to see you and old Sudden down there tonight.
Yeah, get him up there to say hello to everybody.
Might have to do that, Billy. Thank you, buddy.
Y'all have a good one.
You too. We'll get him back down there. Let's go ahead and bring old Sudden up here. We got about a minute left. We're going to talk to old Richard Sudden. Sudden Death out here racing it up on the big track at Daytona tonight. Sudden, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, buddy?
Man, I have been busy in a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest, honestly. But, hey, glad to see you and Billy out here. It's good seeing you guys. It's been a while.
Yeah, we thought we'd come out. We've raced with most of these guys before, and we thought it'd be a good opportunity.
Well, we're definitely glad to have you out here, Sudden. Mark Mann joining us up here in the booth now. Mark got Sudden up here, visit with him a minute. Like I said, ain't got to talk to Sudden or any of those guys from the Graceland here for a while, but didn't know if you wanted to say something to Sudden before he goes out and qualifies.
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's good to see you, Richard. And I know you guys have been really tearing it up on those on the ovals, so wanted to get you over here on a super speedway because I know you guys are good plate drivers for this special event, and we appreciate seeing you over here.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all inviting us. We always look forward to racing with y'all and making new friends. And like I said, we've raced with a bunch of y'all before, and so we're just here to have fun tonight and see what goes on.
Absolutely. I wish you the best of luck tonight, man.
All right.
All right, Sudden, we'll get you down there so you can qualify, buddy. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, brother. See y'all later. See you in Victory Lane.
Yes, sir.
All right, bro.
All right, so these guys are starting to qualify, Mark, but wanted to get you back up in here real quick to talk about the race and what we got going on tonight, buddy.
Yeah, so tonight we got 100 laps at Daytona. We will see a transition in the daytime, which I think is pretty cool. So just keep your eye out on that. And these trucks are fun. We got a really good group here across 3 different series: Checkered Flag Motorsports, OP, and the Graceland Shootout Series. And just kind of see how they meld here. I know some of these guys haven't really raced together before, so hopefully there's some give and take and we're not hanging out watching cautions all night.
Well, let's hope that don't happen, but I know we got some prizes for the winner and for some of our top finishers. You want to talk about that a minute?
Yeah, absolutely. We got a replica Rolex that will go to the winner, and then we got some money payouts for second, third, fourth, and to the 17th, or excuse me, the person who finishes in the 18th position will win $5.
So they'll get their entry fee back.
They will, yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, Mara's out there in chat hollering it up at everybody, so good to see everybody out there in chat.
I've been a little bit under the weather, so if I don't talk as much as I usually do, because you know I usually talk, I apologize for that.
Well, that's all right, buddy, because we will make it through one way or another, but we got a great field out here tonight. I think we were sitting at 37, counting yourself, but you're up here in the booth. But that's okay. We'll get through it as we got several guys out here. Now, I didn't get the details about the qualifying laps. Are they still doing one lap qualifying?
So yeah, yep, 1 lap, and that's about it. There's gonna be some monster qualifiers up here. Watch Hunter Reynolds, watch Anthony English. We got some guys that really know how to lay down a good quick lap. But as you know, that these races are not won on that first lap.
No, absolutely not.
So I mean, it's just going to be about staying out of trouble. I'm going to go down, Steven.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a little bit of a driver's meeting.
Okay.
And I'm going to come back.
Sounds good. We're going to go ahead and go through our current qualifying times. Eric Laurie right now has the top spot at a 50.947, but that just got kicked by Daniel Holloway with a 50.909. And Christian Strader there coming in second right now at a 50.923. Again, we're kind of looking at this in real time, folks, so it's liable to change as we do have other drivers out here ready to qualify. Adam Kilday out on the track. Of course, Anthony English, one of the faster plate drivers that I know, especially in qualifying. He does a great job. It's good to see you, Mara. I'm glad you joined us tonight and appreciate. We got 18 people out there watching. Definitely appreciate everybody tuning in tonight for this special race. Oh, my camera on the blimp right there is strange. But there is Mr. Hunter Reynolds that Mark was talking about, throwing out a third place qualifier right now at the 50.911, but Adam Kilday has taken over that top spot with a 50.851. But we still have people out there qualifying. Anthony English, Alex Green at the end of pit road. Gabe Butler trying to finish up his qualifying lap. Dustin Loxton is still at the end of pit road as well. Alex Green is still out there. But right now, Adam Kilday is your top spot holder with a 50.851. Anthony English is out on the track, laid down a time of a 50.939, good enough for a top 5 start as we are done with qualifying. Well, Adam Kilday will be our top qualifier. Mark Mann is down in the waiting room. Oh, he's probably doing the driver's meeting real quick. But we are going to go ahead and find Adam. We'll wait till Mark gets back up here. That way we know that he is done with the quick driver's meeting. We'll go ahead and go through our grid. Starting row 1 on the inside, the 85 of Adam Kilday is your pole sitter. Outside of him is the 21 of Daniel Holloway. Starting row 2, Hunter Reynolds on the inside in the 26 truck. Outside of him, the 18 of Christian Strader. Starting row 3, the 44 of Anthony English. Outside of him is the 071 of Eric Laurie. Row 4 in 7th, the 88 of Gabe Butler. Outside of him is the 31 of James Mayer. Starting row 5, the 29 of Luke Gray. And outside of him, the 00 of Rob Connor. Starting row 6 inside, the 53 Dave Hunt. Outside of him is the 62 of Les Levy. Starting row 7, the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. On the outside of him will be the 46 of David Overstreet. Oh, got to go back here. We double clicked. Starting row 8, the 343 of Russ Hancock. On the outside of him, the 69 of Dusty Burkhart. Starting row 9, the 49 of Cole Spaulding. On the inside, on the outside, the 14 of Sean Frazier. Starting row 10, the 36 of Stephen Luttrell. Outside of him is the 66 of Bubba Whittingham. Starting row 11 on the inside is the 215 of Derek Donna. Outside of him is the number 4 of Rick Seabrands. Starting row 12, the 81 of Dustin Loxton. On the outside of him is the 30 of Nicholas Wing. And the starting row 13 is showing Mark Mann, but unfortunately Mark is not racing. He is up here calling the race with me. But he will give up that 25th spot. But Billy Stanley will be starting once they get all of that rearranged, probably on the inside. So we'll go ahead and go to row 14, the 3 of Alex Green in that 27th spot. And on the outside of him, the 78 of Douglas Ross Jr. Starting row 15 on the inside, the 48 of Andrew Schroeder. On the outside of him is the 03 of Kevin Haas. Starting row 16 inside, the 67 of S.E. Martin. I believe that's Scott Martin. On the outside of him is the 95 of Richard Sudden Death. That's what we like to call him. Starting row 17 on the inside, the 19 of Robert Thorns. On the outside of him, the 388 of Doug Johnson. Starting row 18, the 55 of Dean Wilkinson. And on the outside of him, the number 2 of Greg Myers. Starting row 19 is the number 5 of Mike Edgerton. Outside of him is the 11 of James Napier. I think James was in there twice.
James in there twice?
That's what I thought, but
Interesting.
that's all right. Let me get up here, guys. We are going to get on our pole sitter. We didn't interview him. We were kind of waiting, but you were doing the driver's meeting, and these guys are already out here. Lights are off on the pace car. And Mark, I'm going to try to do this because Joshua would want me to. Not going to say it's going to be 100% though. But as the pace car comes down, dives off down to the safety of pit road, got to get to that Geico restart zone. We're waiting on the green flag. Green flag's out, folks. Boogity, 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 folks. We're racing at Daytona.
And, you know, well wishes to Josh, too, on continuing his recovery. We do miss you, Josh. Steve's been doing an awesome, awesome job.
Well, ATVO is acting all kinds of weird on me right now for some reason.
Yeah, I honestly don't have the broadcast up, but actually I will pull it up.
But Adam Kilday is your leader right now. Hunter Reynolds, the guy that Mark was talking about, right there behind him. And then, of course, can't count out Mr. Anthony English in that 44 machine. Man, he is just fast.
Yeah, he is. You got some early movers. You got the 88 Gabe Butler stepping out, and Dan Holloway pushing him. Haven't seen Dan Holloway in too many super speedways lately. I know he's been running some other series, but he is a former checkered flag, formerly NSRA champion, multiple time champion.
Well, Daniel has actually been in the CFM races here last couple of nights, I believe. Seen him out here a few times over the last season, Mark, so definitely good to see him back out on the track.
Oh, it absolutely is. Dan is a heck of a driver. You know, he's won a lot of championships. He's been aggressive at times. He knows how to win. He knows his way around a super speedway. Knows how to navigate 3 wide, 2 wide, knows who he's running around, knows how to use that side draft. He's just an all-around, just a really good driver.
We're kind of looking back through the field here. They're kind of starting to spread out a little bit back here about where right there about where Richard Suddeth is. We're going to try to get a different camera angle here. It looks like the 56 of outside of Mike Edgerton, even though it's showing the 5, he was able to get his truck number. Him and Alex Green looks like they're running that high line as we got one dropping back.
Well, I'll tell you, you know, Richard doesn't want to get too far out of that draft. You get more in the second in these trucks, and sometimes it's hard to catch back up with that pack. But he's got Greg Myers pushing him here, and looks like James Napier.
Yeah, he does have several trucks, but he is closing that gap on that 55 of Dean Wilkinson, so he's not out of the draft. But
you know, it's okay to play it safe back there. You know, kind of keep everything in front of you. Watch for the wrecks. You know, we do throw cautions over here if we see more than 2 cars spinning. So that kind of gives you time if you're in the back to slow down and let the calamity develop in front of you and get braked up in time so you don't arc brake into it. I should probably mention that in open channel. That's one of our biggest pet peeves is like if a yellow comes out, and we call it ARCA braking because if you do watch NASCAR ARCA series, you'll see that usually when there's a wreck, people don't know how to use their brakes and they just drive right into the wreck and kill a bunch of cars.
yeah, I've been caught up in several drivers not knowing which pedal was the brake pedal and run a good race night. So, but you know, yeah, we got to give a shout out to David O and those guys. You know, David hosted the race for you tonight. You're sponsoring the race, so we appreciate that. But you know, David O letting us use the CFM Discord and actually hosting the race tonight. So big shout out to David O and the guys at CFM.
Let me tell you, enough can't be said about what the job that David Overstreet and Bubba Willingham did to revitalize that series and give people a place to race on Sundays. You know, the trophies are wicked awesome. The atmosphere is great. You know, it's a series that, you know, it was called something else before, but it's been around for a long, long time. A lot of the same drivers and a lot of different champions. Current series champion is Sean Stevens, who I don't see in this race tonight. But a shout out to him. But yes, special thanks to David Overstreet. And a lot of guys did some things behind the scenes too to really help put this together. It is appreciated.
Well, absolutely. I mean, and I appreciate the opportunity, Mark. You reached out to me to broadcast this race. As we're, that means a lot, because it means that you guys trust me to do what we're supposed to do up here in the booth. So, but
absolutely,
we are back here with Mike Edgerton and Dean Wilkerson. They are kind of side by side right now. Mike is out on that, I say the high line, it's more the midline, as he drops it down in front of Dean. Kind of keeping an eye. There's a lot. There's 36 cars out here on the track, and that's a lot of, or I say cars, trucks, and that is a huge field, because that plays havoc with my ATVO and everything. So, but back up to
well, you're looking good.
Well,
I'm watching the stream. It's looking pretty good.
Well, we're back up on the front, though, and that was that 26 of Hunter Reynolds you were talking about, battling Adam right now for the lead. Got Gabe Butler right behind him. But, that outside line, to me, needs to form up a little bit better, get a little bit tighter there. And I think that outside line is going to be a fast line to be on.
Well, Hunter's got, one of the greatest, in my opinion, one of the greatest super speedway drivers of all time, Gabe Butler, pushing him. And Hunter is also, for being as young as he is, he's already established himself as one of the top premier super speedway drivers, a multiple champion Monday Night Premier Series, 3-time champion, that is. And such a good driver, a good kid, Gabe Butler, too, stand-up guy, good, respectful, clean racer. I don't have enough good things to say about those guys. I won't fill up a whole broadcast with it. But, I also see the 85 up there, Adam Kilday, who's also an OP champion, another really great driver, and Anthony English at 44. But yeah, I'm liking the way things are going right here. It kind of looks like the first 2 or 3 rows are racing pretty hard. They're side drafting pretty hard. Everywhere there on back looks like they're being very patient, just trying to get to that first pit stop. We're 9 laps into this thing. I think you could do at least 17, 18 laps. I could be wrong on a...
I was thinking at 50% fuel, it's probably somewhere around the 22 to 25 mark, I thought.
You could be right. All the super speedway driving I do, I can't even remember, because 90% of the time I get into these races, I'm just chit-chatting with my friends.
Well, somebody's wanting to take a look at Billy. So Billy is back here in that Performance Distributors 8 truck. I'm telling you, there is some good-looking trucks out here tonight.
And let me tell you something about Billy Stanley. He is one of a very underrated plate driver. Billy knows his way around a super speedway. I've raced with Billy before on plate tracks. He is up there with all of them. And I'd like to, I'm gonna go and say that he's my favorite tonight to win this. I'd like to see Billy win this one tonight.
Well, I know Billy there for a while, because when I was running with them at Graceland, Billy had some struggles, and I think that was just mostly because of some of the traffic around him. Wasn't really paying attention, or being track aware, I should say. Getting caught up in other people's stuff. But it is definitely good to see him, and as you can see, sudden death right behind him. These two guys get hooked up, and then you got the 02 Greg Myers, another one of the Graceland guys, I believe.
Yep.
Right there as well. And
super patient.
I believe he's in the number 1 truck, but that is James Napier. I was thinking of James Mayer. Never mind. It's James Mayer. There's 2 James out here. James Mayer, he is right there in that 31 machine, Frank's Red Hots. But James Napier is a Graceland driver as well.
Yep. Another really good driver. I don't know him much on super speedway, so I can't really judge him. I know he's a good guy and a good driver on those 1.5 miles. So we'll see how he does tonight on these super speedways with some of these really good plate drivers. And speaking of James Mayer, another multiple series champion, one of those guys that he doesn't get to race a whole lot. He's got a couple young kids and a very busy career. But when he's out here, he's on his game. He knows his way. He knows what he's doing. And I've been friends with Jim for many years now. him and Rick Seabrands. And I see Rick back there with Andrew Schroeder. Rick's always patient. You know, Rick, I can't even count how many championships he has in super speedways. I've lost count, but he's been a great driver, a great friend, and a great mentor to a lot of these drivers. You know, a lot of the times when things happen, when Rick speaks up, everybody listens. He is that patriarch of these series.
Yeah, and you know, most of these guys, Mark, just to reiterate what you were saying about how great they are. When I first got into iRacing a little over a year ago, I was struggling because I had no idea what I was doing, what to do, how to do it, and a lot of these guys, not just, you know, the OP, the CFM, but even the Graceland. The Graceland's really where I cut my teeth at driving. And you know, they was all willing to help and say, hey, try this, do this. And you know, Rick, believe he is a Hall of Famer for OP, was one of the guys that really did not have a problem. It's like, hey, Steve, you need to try this, you need to do this. And you know, a lot of these guys are the same way.
Yep. I could tell you a very, very brief story. When I first started super speedway racing in OP, my first few months in racing, you know, Rick Seabrands on those Saturday nights, I didn't know who he was. He didn't know who I was. But all I knew was every time I pit, I came out about 5 or 6 seconds behind him, and I was like, who is this guy? And I got into a TeamSpeak channel with him, and I just, hey, can I come down here and hang out with you? And he just taught me what I needed to know and has given me advice over the years. He's been a true friend, and it's been a 7-year friendship, and I've appreciated it, and I never took him for granted. You know, every single driver out here in this field, some of them I don't know, but from what I do know, every single one of them are really good drivers, really good people. So I've been super stoked about this roster tonight.
Well, I was looking back, Sudden. Actually, we were talking about Sudden there, dropped back a couple spots, got down to that inside line. So they may be getting ready to do some pit stops here, Mark. We're going to look back up to the front, though. Gabe Butler has taken the lead with Hunter Reynolds right behind him and that 85 of Adam Kilday as well. But, you know, I got my first iRacing win racing against a lot of these guys with Gabe and Hunter and Adam and you. You know, a lot of those guys from OP. That's where I got my first Wednesday night win. Unfortunately, some things happened and I wasn't able to finish the season with them. But I would have been in the playoffs if I would have had the 9 races. But, you know, like you say, life happens. We have to take care of what we have to take care of outside of iRacing. But, I mean, all you guys, even you, Mark, you've kind of taught me and coached me a little bit and helped me out. And, man, that means a lot to a new driver, especially on iRacing.
Yeah, we've all been there. Now, you know, we are getting into that pit stop window. I don't know if we're going to see him go this time, but we might.
Well, here comes Gabe Butler and crew. Yes, here they come. Gabe, that's Hunter. Anthony English coming down as well. I'm trying to get on those guys, but they all decided to come down. You got Gabe Butler, Hunter Reynolds, Adam Kilday, Daniel Holloway, Jimmy Reynolds.
Ooh, we got some, looks like the 19. Looks like the 3 and the 19 got into it a little bit back here.
Well, I'm looking back, coming onto pit road.
Yep, big calamity in the back of entering pit road. It looks like a few cars got in it there.
Yeah, it looks like they missed some pit boxes, backed up. Well, we only got one fast repair, and unfortunately, we've had a couple of guys had to take it already. James Napier had to take his fast repair.
And here we got that second group coming in. James Mayer, Anthony English, Dave Hunt, David Overstreet, Rob Connors, Rick Seabrands, Les Levy. Looks like Dusty Burkhart. You know, I can just tell these drivers have been racing with a lot of these guys for so long. I can just tell who they are by their number.
Yep. Yeah, that's I'm the same way, so
it looks like the 26 and the 88 are all alone out there, pushing hard. They had some phenomenal pit stops.
Yeah, they did. 8.1 seconds. 8.5 for Gabe Butler.
Looks like that second group of pitters are just starting to come out. They got their work cut out for them to catch that 26 and 88. Looks like Adam Kilday is straggling behind him just a bit. But, oh, well, looks like we got Anthony English and James Mayer, no surprise, who should be able to pick them up.
Well, they're going to get caught up. They're going to get caught up with Hunter Reynolds and Gabe Butler. Looks like they are, they're not quite a tenth of a second behind them, so they are closing ground. Now you got 3 trucks, James Mayer, Adam Kilday, and Anthony English. You know, of course, everybody knows as Anthony gives, we're on Anthony right now, giving him a good shove to that 31 of James Mayer. But everybody knows when you're buck drafting like this, 3 trucks is always better than 2.
Boy, I tell you, that really spread the field out there, those pit stops.
Yeah, because looking at Adam right now, we're next car behind him is Daniel Holloway. He is 2.5 seconds behind, but man, they got a big group with them. Daniel Holiday, Jimmy Reynolds, Russ Hancock, Cole Spalding, Andrew Schroeder, Eric Laurie, Dave Hunt, Rob Connors, Dustin Loxton, Les Levy. And I want to get on Les's car or truck real quick because that Maker's Mark truck is beautiful.
Yes, it is. Les Levy, for people challenged to go fast, he's always got a cool paint scheme, and Les always adds a lot of color to these series.
Well, he's got that spec Mac working for that truck, and it is a. I had to comment on that because that is such a beautiful truck. I love that candy red.
Yes, he did show us that in Facebook Messenger, that candy red car.
That's like that. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, you know, this second pack, boy, they got their work cut out for them. I mean, they're pushing hard. I think they're going to catch the leaders, but they're really having to burn some fuel and really get up there to catch them. That pit stop really spread that field out.
Yes, it did. And getting back up here now, Anthony English and crew have caught up with Hunter Reynolds and James Mayer. So they got 5 trucks, and they are organized, Mark.
Looks like we have 3 different packs running out here in various stages. But, you know, we've had a really great 21-lap run here. They're going to get all packed up at some point. It's good. A caution will happen. You know, it's very rare that we run 100 laps without a caution. So,
yeah, I was looking.
If I was those other drivers, I would just stay patient.
Oh, that's all you can do. Because my wife just brought me another cup of coffee.
Oh, you know what? Coffee sounds really good right now.
Hey, it keeps my singing voice in fiddle, as Buster Scruggs likes to say.
That's right.
So Christian Strader is the last car on that second lap that second group that you were talking about. Now there is a little bit of gap between the 46 of David Overstreet and Alex Green, but they are closing that gap. But going back here, Greg Myers, or actually it'd be Luke Gray and the 36 of Stephen Luttrell by themselves. Then you got Richard Sudduth, the 67 of Scott Martin, I believe is his name, Kevin Haas, and Billy Stanley all in this next group. And then Mike Edgerton is back here in this fourth group, I guess. But he's got help, Sean Frazier, Robert Thorns, and Greg Myers. And then back here in this other group is Derek Donna, James Napier, and Bubba Winningham.
They definitely got, you know, that second pack has the lead pack. They've caught them. So we're going to get all packed up here again. We'll see what they do. If they get 2 wide, 3 wide, or if everybody just continues to remain patient, because every single pit stop that we have is going to continuously spread out this field. We're going to go from a big pack to a smaller pack to a smaller pack to a smaller pack.
Well, I wanted to jump up here. Jimmy Reynolds has got Russ Hancock right there with Cole Spalding, I believe is who that is, on that outside line, getting that outside line a little more organized. They are making ground up to the leaders.
Yeah, they're definitely making moves up there. You know, the pushing seems, they're, you know, those top top two rows are pushing pretty hard right now. That bottom row, about 4 deep, pushing pretty hard. It looks like everybody behind that is staying relatively calm. Kind of seeing what's going on behind them. I don't really see any 3 wide working just yet. I do think, well, I see the 81 tucking out now. Looks like he just touched the wall a little bit.
I've seen that. I was back here looking, wondering who was dropped down to the apron, and that was the 55 of Dean Wilkinson. Obviously didn't like what he's seen, but we are 3 wide right here with Dustin Loxton, Andrew Schroeder, and that is the 21 of Daniel Holloway.
Dan Holloway. Old Sweet Pea. Now, Dan Holloway just bought a beautiful iRacing rig. I'm very jealous. Awesome monitors, great wheel and pedals. I saw him post it. I was pretty jealous, but now we're seeing some pretty tight 3 wide action back here.
Yeah, that's Dustin Loxton, Andrew Schroeder, the 3 of Alex Green, but Alex did drop it back down into that second lane. So right now, Dustin Loxton and Andrew Schroeder, the only two trucks in that third lane.
Looks like we're going to need a little give and take here. Looks a little bit squirrely. I hope that this right here, just a bit of a caution. Looks like the 49 in the middle there. Poles a little bit wobbly there for a second. But it looks like he's got it under control now. Starting to look like a snake now. Everything's just kind of waving around.
Well, I think a lot of that has to do with the 3 wide situation. You know, there's guys that can handle it well. You know, there's guys that can handle it okay. And me personally, I do get a little nervous 3 wide. I'm not going to lie. So, hey, Rudy Cummins out there in chat.
Oh, Rudy. Oh, love Rudy. Rudy is awesome. Oh, I used to love the broadcasts with him and Wayne Finley. Those were during the old NSRA days. That was a lot of fun. Hey, Rudy. Great to see you in chat.
So we got 20 viewers out there, only 9 likes. Guys, if you haven't hit that like button, please hit that like button for us. Let's everybody know that we're doing a good job for our fans and for our drivers out there, because the drivers will go back and watch this as we're 3 wide back up to the front here. Hunter Reynolds on the inside, his dad Jimmy on the second lane, and then Dustin Locks and Alex Green on that outside line.
Mr. Excitement, Alex Green, he is second in that outside line and pushing hard. Him and Dustin, they're making something happen in that outside lane. And speaking of people in chat, I know my nephew Emmerich's watching. You better hit that like. You better subscribe, or I'm going to give you a beat.
Well, we are lap 28 of 100, a little over a quarter way through, Mark. So far, it's been really, really good racing.
I'd like to say hi to Mara out there in TV land. What's up to her and all the fans and everybody watching from all different series. I know a lot of Graceland fans out there. Appreciate you guys tuning in, rooting on your drivers. Don't worry, we will get a caution at some point, and it will get packed up again. So just stay patient.
Well, just kind of looking back, that Dean Wilkerson is at the end of that big group up front. There's still 3 wide up there, and we'll get back here to Stephen Luttrell. But there's a big group back here with Stephen Luttrell. That is the 03 of Kevin Haas, the 8 of Billy Stanley, Richard Suddeth in that mix as well. Looks like we got the 67 of Scott Martin. And I'm trying to see who else we got. Looks like Luke Gray is back here with them. And
as long as they stay fast and, you know, keep their momentum and not go lap down, I think that they're going to be okay.
Okay, that was the 29 of Luke Gray that was in that second group. And then back here to the third group, you got Mike Edgerton, Rick Seabrands, Bubba Winningham, or I thought that was Rick, that was Bubba. Bubba driving a blue and white truck that kind of reminds me of Rick's Yeti truck. Robert Thorns, Greg Myers, James Napier, Sean Frazier, and Derek Donna. And Douglas Johnson is the only truck a lap down, but he is up here in this lead group, Mark, as we are still 3 wide up at the front.
Bubba Winningham, man, let me tell you, there's a guy that if you ever meet him, he'd invite you right in. Just an absolute nice guy, man. Can't say enough about Bubba. Bubba's the. Oh, we got a caution. We got.
Oh, right there. We caught part of that live, folks.
Got the 3 in the 071.
That is Alex Green and Eric Laurie. We're going to take a look here. We're going to go ahead and get on the chase with Eric. Eric's got a black flag, or a meatball flag, I should say.
Ooh.
But we're going to take a look here. Ooh. Oh.
It looks like the 3 car bounced off the wall and collected the 53 Dave Hunt in that one, and then got Eric into that as well.
Where is Eric here? We are on a chase view. Let me get my mouse over here. We'll get the camera turned around. It looked like, well, that Cole was up there. Oh, right there. That was the Alex Green. Did he hit the wall?
It looks like he bounced off the wall and collected the 53 of Dave Hunt, which took Eric was just a innocent bystander there.
So Eric is up there right on the wall. Does tap the wall. He does come down a little bit. Dave Hunt right there, but that was netcode. You see the gap?
I do.
So netcode, or you could call it taking the air off of him, netcode, whatever. But yeah, Laurie had nowhere to go.
Yeah, he just kind of got collected in that one. It's unfortunate, but a really great 31 lap run there.
Absolutely. So that's going to bring out our first caution of the night. Well, let's see. Do we want to interview anybody?
I would wait for him to get done pitting here, and we got Hunter Reynolds up there at the front.
Yeah, let's. Where is he at? He's down there in 8. So let me. As Hunter is coming off of pit road, we'll get him up here real quick into the broadcast booth. Hunter, Steve up here, and Mark up here in the booth. Got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Oh, doing pretty good. Well, man, good 31 lap run there, buddy. How's things feeling?
Yeah, we put a pretty good stretch there. Working with my teammate, Mr. Gabe, and hit a good stop, a really good stop. And I'm actually surprised they tucked in with us instead of passing. And I felt like we could have had a little breakaway there in the front pack, but we were getting hot, and they caught us inevitably. But to keep the lead for that long is pretty good, so hopefully I can stay up here.
Yeah, it looked like pretty good racing up front there. Everybody in the back was staying patient, but boy, once we hit that first pit stop, there was an incident down there, and that got the field separated. But it's good to see you up there, Hunter, running with your dad, Jimmy.
Yes, sir. Good to see you too, Mr. Mark. Hey, this is a fun event. You did a good
Oh.
job putting it together, and it's been
Wow.
a good time so far.
I appreciate it. Thank you to David O as well.
Well, Hunter, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about pit road before the pace lights do go out. Now, the incident Mark was talking about, Daytona's always been treacherous coming down, into the pits. Does the cooler temperatures or the hotter temperatures, in your opinion, does that make a difference coming into the pit entrance?
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel a lot safer going into pits under the cool temperatures, and the truck has pretty good brakes too, so I can be more confident. And I'm gonna try not to be too confident this race because I've definitely got bit by speeding. So hopefully we can not have that tonight.
All right. Well, good luck, buddy. Mark, you got anything else?
Yeah, good luck, Hunter, man.
Thank you very much. Good talking to y'all.
All right, brother.
All right, we got him back down into his room. Make sure I put him in the right room. Yeah, I did.
I think Hunter's like 20 years old. He's been racing with us since he was 15. I know when he was a kid, his dad used to mentor him in kart racing, where Hunter had a ton of success, and so he's applied that to the sim world and has been really good.
Well, talking about that, I came from real life dirt track racing. I had my own car for a little while, and I try to apply some of that to the dirt tracks on iRacing. Some of it was similar, but there's definitely a curve to iRacing compared to being out there in a real race truck, car or truck or whatever.
Oh, definitely. You got some people who used to race in real life. You got Anthony English, you got Hunter Reddick, kart racing. You know, you got Rob Connors who used to race, you got Andrew Schroeder who raced, you got Billy Stanley who raced, and David Overstreet who raced. I mean, so you got a plethora of people who have real life experience who have really done an excellent job of translating that to the sim world.
Well, that's one thing I wish we had a little more around here was some asphalt racing, but we just don't have the tracks, and unfortunately, we've had several of our dirt tracks kind of close up shop, unfortunately, and it really is, you know, it's not so, I don't want to say it's a dying sport, but it is going away rather quickly.
Yeah, unfortunately. A lot of people are going to this, simulation racing. You know, it's more affordable. And plus, there's no repercussions if you crash.
Right, so
Maybe, a lot of these drivers want to be recognized by the community. And that's kind of what it comes down to in a lot of these communities. You know, if you make an error, you want the community to be so tight-knit that, you know, you feel it, but you also want to feel that the community members are lifting you up when you do make a mistake. So I do feel like there is that camaraderie. Some leagues maybe not so much, but the ones that I've had experience running, definitely the case.
yeah, I mean, for the most part, you know, the biggest thing for me personally is if you make a mistake, own up to it, and a lot of these guys will. You know, if they make a mistake and cause an incident, a lot of these guys are the first one, like myself. If I make a mistake, I'm the first one to pop up. Hey, that was my fault. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Right.
And for me, that goes a long way.
And you know, if you race for long enough, and I race it, you're gonna make mistakes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, no, you're gonna wreck your teammates. You're gonna start falling over the rock. It's just the nature of the beast.
I 100% agree.
You know, I'm watching the 44 here. He's in third position now. He was just leading Anthony English. He has been on it. I'm not trying to jinx him or give him the broadcaster's curse or anything, but that's a man who's been on an absolute tear this last couple months. I mean, he has been winning races, finishing well. Watch him at the end of this thing. Like I said, I see Billy Stanley back there being patient, but I think you're gonna see him front towards the end. Man, there's a lot of good people in this world.
Yes, there is. Looking at Billy right now, he started in 26, currently in 19th. So he's worked his way up several spots. He's back to 20th now. But he's got Richard Sudduth right there behind him. And then the 03 of Kevin Haas as well. Now, Kevin, I don't know much about. I know I've raced with him a little bit with OP and on the Monday and Wednesday nights, but I don't know a lot about him.
You know, I've raced with him some too. I think he's just starting to cut his teeth, and I think we'll be seeing a lot more of him in the future. I see Rick Seabrand's back there being where, you know, Rick does like to run in the back a lot of the times, but the last 10 laps, you know, you'll always see him up there in the top 5. But you know, I'm sure he's savoring that one extra car, just in case we get any calamity up here.
Well, I've got to do something right here real quick, guys. You're going to see this live on MaxspeedTV. I've got to look at my options because with this many trucks, I don't think I had. I've got all cars, so all right. Well, that didn't quite work out like I wanted it to, but we are 3 wide back here. That's Dustin Logston, but Dustin wasn't liking what he was seeing. Mark and decided to drop back a little bit.
Yeah, you know, I think he saw things getting a little bit hectic up there, like a gaggle of geese, and just kind of got out of there. And probably smart, because sometimes you can kind of feel things building. And you know, you can't really see things happening when it's right next to you until the last second. But sometimes you have a little bit more time in the back and see things, you know, in front of you. This is really quite spread out. I see the 55 and the 071 starting to make a run on the outside. Way in the back, I think they kind of got sick of just riding around back there. But besides that, you know, we're on lap 38. We've had one caution. This is turning out to be a pretty good run here. I'm looking forward to seeing the green flag pit stop again. I want to see how that kind of plays out.
Well, from the looks of it, I believe they went in about lap 13, so maybe they're not getting as much as we thought.
Yeah, 50% fuel. Who knows? Maybe it was 8.4. I actually didn't check when I was in car. Probably should have. Actually, I could probably still do that. Let me check.
Well, Sean Stevens out there in chat said he's sorry he missed the start. Just got home from work, so I hate to hear that, Sean. And Sean is he's a good driver as well.
Looks like we have 9.4 gallons in the tanks.
Well, I was wanting to look at Dustin is rolling a new paint scheme, Mark. The Nerdy Bots, Autobot, and
The Nerditudes.
the Nerditudes looks like an Optimus Prime truck.
Love it.
I do too. Got the fifth wheel on the back and everything. That is so cool.
What's really cool about racing is you got all these various paint schemes. I've actually been running the first truck paint scheme I painted when I first started iRacing, the Wrangler default painted truck. I've never changed it. I probably should at some point. Looks like a big checkup here in the back. Doug Johnson might have just got into the wall back here, the 388. Hopefully he doesn't lose the draft. There was a big checkup in front of him.
Well, he has got the 49 of Cole Spall. Well, no, Cole is up towards the front. Let's see.
Looks like he might lose the draft here. He's got S.E. Martin in front of him, but got into a little bit of an incident. Looked like there was a big checkup in front of him.
Yeah, I was looking at that, and he's still right there. If he's not losing speed, and he's really not. He's back up to 184, so he might be able to break that bubble and catch up with Scott Martin.
I really hope he does. Doug Johnson, another guy who made a playoff run in the Saturday series. Anthony's going to kill me for not remembering what the heck it was called. Oh, the Fall Brawl.
Yeah.
Doug made a deep run. It was good to see.
Well, Doug made a pretty good run with CFM on Sunday night as well.
He did. Doug's a solid driver, man. Doug's he's quiet. You
Yes,
don't really
he
hear
is.
a whole lot from Doug, and next thing you know, he's up there in the mix.
Well, looking back up to the front, Jimmy Reynolds, Hunter Reynolds, both out front. Of course, you got Gabe Butler right behind Jimmy, and then Adam Kilday behind Hunter, and then Anthony English there in that 44. But can't count out that 62 machine there of Les Levy.
No, you can't count Les out, and I think what he's probably doing in the next couple laps here, you're going to see that second line start to jockey to get low to try to get to that next pit stop. But Les is one of those drivers who's never afraid to take it pretty wide. So right now he's not being aggressive, but towards the end of this, he absolutely will.
I think that first race that I got a podium with OP, I was right there with Les, and I think I went back and looked at the replay. I was trying to push Les up to the front, but we had a driver that got spun out above us and went airborne and went right over the top of me and hit Les.
Oh, wow.
So that ended up giving me the P3 spot, the last podium. And I thought I took Les out at first, so I was like apologizing. I was like, dude, I wasn't trying to wreck you. I was trying to push you. And then all of a sudden you were gone. And that's basically what happened. He just disappeared in front of me. Because one of the other drivers, like I said, he got turned to hit the wall, went airborne, and came right back down over the top and just hit Les.
Yeah, sometimes that's nature of the beast, a product of the racing, and connection issues and blowovers. Yeah, we got green flag pit stops coming up.
Yeah, as Jimmy does make an aggressive move right down into the front of Hunter.
And they do discourage pitting from the outside line. So
oh, yeah, that's a no-no.
These guys have to jockey. These guys have to find a spot to get in so they don't run out of fuel.
Well, it looks like Anthony let Gabe Butler down. Now let's leave. He's trying to get down, but he's got that 21 of Daniel Holloway down on his low side. So got to try to find the gap, or hopefully somebody will let you in.
Yeah, that second line is starting to fade back, trying to look for any little crack to get in. The problem with that is if you are riding at the back, trying to stay out of any wrecks that happen in front of you, once you get those green flag pit stops, it creates a really long single file line, and you end up 2 or 3 seconds behind the leaders. And that could be detrimental if those leaders in front of you have a really fast pit stop. Sometimes it takes all you can do to really catch up. So some of these cars back here, in like the 20th position, they're going to really have to have very quick, very flawless pit stops to really stay in that draft.
Yeah, and it looks like Andrew Schroeder did let Les down, but now Cole Spalding is stuck out there on that high line, and he's got the 06 or the 6th truck there of Bubba Winningham, but Cole does drop it down in front of Dusty Burkhart. Looking back up the front, we are coming back through the trial, so they're not pitting. Those guys aren't pitting this time.
I would say either next time or the time after, they're going to start pitting here.
I'm kind of going through the field here, Mark. I'm not seeing.
What a long single file line. Wow. I'll tell you what, the top 10 have the advantage right here when they pit. If they get in and get out quickly, they're going to separate themselves.
Oh, yeah. And looking back here, Dustin Logston, Scott Martin, the 14 of Sean Frazier, and Douglas Johnson was able to catch them, so he is back with the group of 4 trucks back here.
Yeah, they're in trouble. They're going to be in trouble. Sometimes if you do lose the draft like that, one of the things that you kind of hope for, as I have in the past, is that some of those drivers in the top 10 don't have very fast pit stops, and you can make up some time on pit road, but you have to go when they go.
Well, it looks like we
can't wait.
Yeah, it looks like we did have some pit stops. Richard Sutter, Billy Stanley, Greg Myers, all pitted.
If they can get hooked up and be fast, it could be advantageous. But this pack is pretty fast right now in one long single file line.
Yeah, Richard is. He's got.
Looks like they're going now. Leaders are going. 3. There's 3 of them going. Looks like we're going to have a little menagerie of cars, some pitting, some staying out. So I like this.
Yeah, it looks like Jimmy Reynolds, Hunter Reynolds, Adam Kilday, Cole Spalding, Luke Gray, Russ Hancock, Bubba Winningham, Derek Donna, Kevin Hawes, Dustin Logston, Scott Martin, Doug.
They are going to pit this time for sure.
With this many trucks, ATVO is like, I think I'm gonna.
Here comes that second pack, led by Gabe Butler and Anthony English.
Yep, Gabe Butler, Anthony English. Looks like.
Ooh, a little sketchy back there, but it looks like everybody is making it safely. That'll be interesting. Looks like Dave Hunt took the lead here. He's out there all alone.
Dave's been out here 18 laps. Maybe he got a lap led, so bonus points really don't matter tonight. Been just a special one-time race. It's basically the winner. So, but as he is, what we got? Oh yeah, right here coming out of the pits.
Yeah, they were getting a little bit dicey coming out there. It looked like some people spun their tires in second gear, which is not hard to do.
Well, cold, especially if they took tires, so they got cold tires. As you see, that is the 2 machine of Greg Mayers, and the 1 machine is supposed to be 11 of James Napier coming around that lead pack. Dave Hunt is down on pit road now. Gabe Butler currently in second, but here comes Hunter and Jimmy Reynolds finally getting tagged up and teamed up together.
Boy, I'll tell you, that really spread that field out, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Oh, it looks like Alex Green back here, and Eric Laurie had a little bit of an incident. I'm going to look at it, keep it rolling.
I didn't really slowed Eric down a little bit, but it doesn't look like there's any damage. We'll take a closer look at his truck, see if he's got any damage to it.
I think he's fine. It looked like he was just trying to avoid something. Looked like somebody got in that outside wall. I couldn't see the number. Somebody hit the wall on the outside, and it looked like the 46 David Overstreet touched the wall, and Eric Laurie and Alex Green and them reacted to it. And no harm, no foul. I think we're all good.
Yeah, he's back up to speed. Now, he does have help behind him, though, with Bubba Winningham and Steve Luttrell, as well as Derek Donna. Looking back up to that front pack, though, Hunter and Jimmy Reynolds on that outside with Gabe Butler, Anthony English, and Adam Kilday, and James Mayer out there as well. And the 18 Christian Strader, I believe, is a fairly new driver to OP, isn't he?
Yeah, yes, he is. And let me tell you, that first pack took off, and we kind of predicted it. Those top 10 cars have such an advantage when you get that long single file line. Pitting everybody behind that is, a second or two back. If that top group has a very quick pit, they just have a massive advantage coming in and out of pit road. And, they just took off.
Well, now you got Gabe Butler, Anthony English, and Adam Kilday on that high line, and then that is Jimmy Reynolds, Hunter Reynolds, and the number 2. Who is that? He is a lap car. That's Greg Mayers.
That's always fine. Blending in that lap car with you and maintain your speed. They have no problem with that.
Not
right now.
Just as long as they can maintain a line and run respectfully, I think a lot of guys don't mind that at all.
I think this front pack is just concentrating on being quick and pulling away from that second pack. But that second pack has a lot of cars in it. If they can get organized, hopefully get single file, they can run down these leaders, but they have got to get organized, and they've got to do it really quickly because that front pack is pulling away.
Yeah, they're about a little over 7.5 seconds ahead of the second pack. That is being led by Dean Wilkinson. Now we're 3 wide. Oh, the 4 gets pushed down. Oh, bad.
There's a little bit of miscommunication there with that push.
I think there was.
I think Rick is concentrating on everybody trying to get into a line here, and I don't think everybody's on the same page here. Rick knows exactly what the deal is. He knows that everybody has got to get organized very quickly, otherwise that front pack's just going to pull away. We're going to get another pit stop. They're going to pull away even more, and it's going to be sayonara.
Well, now the 2 trucks just come down. I'm trying to see who that was. I think that was the 00 of Rob Connors and the 53 of Dave Hunt. But then you got the 29 of Luke Gray out there. Now Luke's another great driver, been around OP and CFM for a while, I believe. Knows what he's doing out there, Mark.
Luke is a fantastic driver from way back. He's been around for a long time, and he's a winner. But I'll tell you, they are double file again in that second pack. In my opinion, they need to get single file, get quick, and get there quickly.
Well, I think what's hurting them right now, and this is just my opinion, if you notice, folks, that there's a lot of weaving back and forth. Unfortunately, when you do that, that scrubs your tires, and that kills your momentum, and it kills your speed.
They're sitting there trying to figure it out. But if you look up here at the front pack with Jimmy, Gabe, Adam, Anthony, Schroeder, Mayer, all them guys up here, what are they doing right now? They're pretty much single wide. It looks like they're 2 wide now.
Well, that's the lap down truck that just went out to the high side.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So Gabe Butler's probably getting hot, so he's going to switch positions here. Anthony English is going to let him in. That's going to keep their momentum. They're going to stay fast. They're going to catch these lap cars. They're going to blend them into their group, which is going to continue to make them fast, make them even faster. They're doing actually exactly what you should be doing in this situation, and they are pulling away.
Yeah, they're actually catching up with some slower traffic up in front of them. Not exactly sure who that is. That is the 8 of Billy Stanley, the 46 of David Overstreet, and the 95 of Richard Suddeth. Don't tell. Oh, I thought I had this happen Thursday night where iRacing froze up and then crashed on me.
Uh-oh.
So it just froze up for a second, but we are back going.
I see it. It's looking good. Now, these lap down cars, we're going to have a race within the race, and that is the race for the lucky dog because, you know, as this thing gets close to the end, we may have another caution. And once you get that lap back, if you are on the lead lap at the end of this thing, you still got a chance no matter what position you're in.
Yes.
As long as you're on the lead lap.
Well, you know, and it's like I was saying when I got my first OP win on Wednesday night, you know, I started in the back of the pack, but I was able to stay clean and avoid, you know, most of the wrecks. I think I got tagged a couple of times, but you know, I was just, when it come down to that last few laps, I think I was running third right behind Sebastian Marin, who is another great driver, by the way.
He is Seabass.
Seabass, you know, great driver. You know, I felt bad about it because it was Netcode that got him. I was right there with him, but I backed off because we were coming into the corner. I didn't want to over push in the corner, so I backed off a little bit, stayed in the draft, and when we hit the tri-oval, the wreck happened to our outside, and the Netcode got him and just shot him.
Yeah.
And I just happened to be in the right spot at the right time and crossed the finish line, and that got me my first win. But
Nice.
you know, I did. I apologize to Seabass, and if he is out there watching, I don't know if he is or not. Man, you know, a win's a win. These guys, Mark's told me this. Anthony's like, hey, dude, a win's a win. You can't take away from it. But it doesn't make me feel bad that a guy that I was trying to help get up there got wrecked.
And that does happen. I mean, everything gets really aggressive at the end. Everyone's jockeying for every inch. Now, looking up here at the leaders, you have those lap cars blended in. What those lap cars are doing for this second pack is they're kind of stringing it out a little bit. That bodes well for this second pack because that closes the gap a little bit. All this second pack needs to do is get in within a couple seconds. But I don't see them doing it on this fuel run.
Well, they've closed the gap. I'm looking at, because they were almost, well, they're still about 8.5 seconds behind as we see the 6. I thought that was Bubba Whittingham, but that's the 6. Oh, easy, guys. Got to blend back into the track and be safe. Who is that?
What is it? It must be a custom number. I don't know who that is.
Trying to look. That is Nicholas Wing. He's supposed to be in the 30 as Rick gives him a shot. We are on chase and Rick just says, okay, Nick, I'm going to push you. And just gives him a heck of a shot there.
Yeah, Rick's not going to wait around. Rick knows. He knows what's going on right now with respect to these gaps. And he knows that this second pack needs to be as fast as they can possibly be to at least close some distance before this next pit stop. What they need to hope for the second pack is that there is some calamity on pit road and some of those guys don't get out as fast. And the majority of the second pack does get out fast. They're going to need to close it out or they're going to need a caution.
Well, I'm looking back here at Billy Stanley. He is the first truck a lap down, but he is in line with that front group as kind of see Anthony and Adam kind of poke their noses out there. Probably starting to get a little bit warm, like you said a while ago. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Going to the right cools off the radiator, to the left cools off the oil.
I always think that both off to the right cools them both.
Okay.
But now what these guys are before, what they were doing where they were swapping out. Oh, it looks like Billy and them are pitting now.
Yep, that's Billy. That is sudden death. James Napier, Greg Myers, and Scott Martin. I guess my son's outside with a flashlight because I just seen a light come across my window. I was like, who in the world is out in my yard right now? But yeah, looking back up at the front though, they've been out here 15 laps. Jimmy Reynolds, Gabe Butler, Adam Kilday, Anthony English, Andrew Schroeder, your top 5. Hunter Reynolds dropped back to 6th. James Mayer 7th. Again, Christian Schrader there in 8th. Les Levy is back in that second group.
Here goes a few of them.
That is.
There we go.
Yep.
You got varying pit strategies again.
That's Gabe, that's Hunter, that's Jimmy, and I believe that is. No, who is that? Who else come down with them?
Oh, we got one car wrecking back here in the tri-oval. I can't really see who that is yet. Oh, looks like Les Levy.
Oh no. I was trying to find Les over here.
Looks like he just towed.
Oh, he's got some massive damage to that truck. Let me get it over here.
Let's see what happened here. It looks like he might have had a little bit of help, and he did. Yeah, he had a little bit of help.
Well, let's go ahead and do a MaxspeedTV live rewind here. Les was up on that top side. Looks like he did hit the wall.
Looks like he had a little bit of help from the
67. Yeah, bad push by that 67. Kind of came down and clipped Les on that right rear and got him up into the wall.
Now that was not 2 cars wrecking off the track, so typically we would have thrown that if 2 were wrecking, but they were still pretty organized.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Daytona being such a big track, it takes about 3 minutes to tow around this track.
Looks like we have some people in that second group, the 4-car pitting.
I show Anthony English down. Looks like Strader's down on pit road. James Mayer, Daniel Holloway, Rob Connor, Dusty Burkhart.
I'll tell you, this whole field is spread out. If you look at the track map, the entire field, it's one solid dots all the way around the track.
Well, right now, Dave Hunt is your leader. They got the 81 of Dusty Burkhart right behind him. Now, Dave is probably going to have to pit coming through, and he does. He was out here 16 laps, so he is pitting, which that's going to take Stephen Luttrell, or actually Anthony English, will be in that P2 spot. But he has got James Mayer, Andrew Schroeder, looks like Mike Edgerton. But is Mike a lap down?
Yes,
he is. Billy Stanley is on the outside. Is that going to put Billy back? That's going to put him 3 laps down, as Anthony English does take the lead. What happened to Hunter and them? Oh, they're back here. This big group.
Yeah, and they're closing quick.
It's Christian Strader leading that group with Hunter Reynolds right behind him. Jimmy Reynolds behind Hunter. And then Adam Kilday and Gabe Butler. Of course, Doug Johnson being a lap down. He's still in the mix with those guys. And that is also the 46 of Mr. David Overstreet.
I think we're going to cycle it back to Anthony, Jim, Schroeder, straight or both Reynolds, Kilday, Gabe. I think we're gonna. I mean, so far they've run a flawless race.
Really have. I mean, we've had one caution. We are 32 laps to go. Well, Mark, usually we do something special for the fans, but we are going to go ahead and do a little bit of crank it up.
Oh, I love it.
So hang tight, folks. We'll be right back. It is crank it up time.
This one's for you, Medlock.
All right, folks, hope everybody enjoyed that. Crank it up. Glad everybody is out there chatting it up tonight. 26 viewers, 10 likes. If you're new to MaxspeedTV, be sure you hit that subscribe button. Also hit that bell icon so you know every time we do go live. Now, Mark, we've got a busy weekend, really, with the race tonight. Then we got OP playoffs, race 3 tomorrow night, which you'll be out there racing it up with those guys. And then Sunday night is the season 2 of the CFM Speedway Monkeys. Again, presented by Butt Kicker. Man, it's going to be a busy weekend.
It is, and you got Graceland running on Tuesdays, their series.
Yeah, I don't know if they've got somebody that's. I think they do have somebody that's broadcasting their races for them.
Yep, they got a good broadcaster and a good group of drivers. That's exciting racing. Anybody tune into that? I wish I could think of the name of that. I'd put it in the chat, but I apologize. I don't remember. If anybody out there knows what the name of that broadcast is, please put it in chat.
Well, I'm looking back here at some of the Graceland guys. Billy Stanley currently in 32nd, 3 laps down. Richard Suddeth. Let me get my driver bar back up there. Richard Suddeth right there behind him. Sudden death is what we call him.
I think what happened in this race, and what typically happens in some of these super speedway races that go green, what really kind of hurts a lot of drivers is when there's pit road incidences, and sometimes there's nothing you can do about it because it happens in front of you. It slows you down. You don't get to your pit box quick enough, and you come out. And those fraction of a second when a race is really competitive and really fast like that, it hurts you. And that's why we have so many different acts in here. That's why those guys who are racing in the front, they've had flawless pits tonight. That second group, there's been some drivers that have come in a little bit hot, and some people getting into each other, and it slowed other people down. And just over laps and laps and laps of that, and then 3 green flag pit stops, it really just puts you behind. And it has nothing to do with the skill of any of the drivers. It just has to do with getting caught up and stuff, and that's a byproduct of super speedway racing.
Yes, sir, it is. I didn't notice him out there, but Adam Robertson out there in chat tonight. Adam, good to see you, buddy. It's been a while since I've talked to Adam, but he says it's Har Esports TV does their broadcast on Tuesday nights.
Awesome. Good looking out, Adam. Thank you. Yeah, everybody tune in for that on Tuesday nights. Graceland's Shootout Series. And please subscribe to their YouTube channel over there. Really enjoyed my time racing with those guys. Those guys just eat you up on those mile and a half.
Oh, they do.
I had nothing for them, so I kind of felt like that kid sitting alone in the cafeteria. I was like, oh, I'm getting killed over here. Yeah, those guys were all nice guys, though. I just couldn't hang with them.
Yeah, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but Adam was another guy that really helped me out, and I think Adam actually got into a practice session with me, or a test run session, was watching what I was doing. I was sharing my screen, and Adam is a really good guy that he does look out for the new drivers as well, Mark, and my hat's off to Adam too.
Yeah, that's important. When you have a couple drivers in a series that are looking to mentor people, they want to build people up and not cut them down. They want to produce better drivers, which makes them better too. That's not only appreciated, but it's remembered.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, Graceland was my first league that I got into on iRacing, and I got into that watching Josh's stream, and I started getting some equipment, and I was running some cheap stuff that I'd bought on Amazon that my wife had got me, just to get cut my teeth and get in there. Sure. Nothing against it. I mean, it was decent equipment, but just didn't have the feel. So I jumped from that to a Logitech 923 and got a little bit of force feedback, but it still wasn't a lot. And then I ended up buying my Moza stuff, and I'm going to tell you, that made a world of difference. Folks, when you're talking about iRacing equipment, direct drive or belt drive is the way to go.
I'm kind of on the old Logitech, and I feel like it's really put me behind in racing. I can't, there's a lot you can do with better equipment. And my skills have diminished because I've turned into more of a socializer than I have. I've enjoyed that aspect. A lot of people ask me, why do you do sim racing? Well, I could go join a bowling league, I can go join a pistol league, but you know what? Wintertime, I would rather just join an iRacing league.
Well, I did the whole bowling thing. Actually got my pro card in bowling, and thought I was a pretty decent bowler till I went to my first PBA regional event and realized that I was way out of my league.
Oh yeah, that's next level. We
So,
should be coming to green flag pit stops here.
we should be. I've been out here 14 laps. I've got my eye on Anthony right now as we do see somebody dropping down.
There's one back there. I think he was a lap down car, but I do think the next time by you might see the leaders go here. But just getting back to that, the league stuff, you know, a lot of us are older guys. You know, I'm 47 years old, and, you know, I can't really play sports that well anymore unless it's golf. But I'm still competitive, so this kind of gives you that little competitive craving that you desire, you know. And again, you build your reputation amongst the community, and you want to do well.
Yeah, and that's any type of sport or league. And you say you're pushing 47. I'll be 50 in less than a month, so I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
So here we go. Here comes the leaders down pit road. Anthony English, James Mayer. That is Jimmy Reynolds, Hunter Reynolds. Oh, yes, they are.
Looks like he collected it, though.
That was Gabe Butler. David
like
Overstreet.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Looks like Andrew Schroeder and Christian Strader stayed out an extra lap. We'll see how that works out for them.
Oh, Gabe had a bad pit entry.
Yeah, he's still in his box. Hope he didn't get a penalty there.
Not seeing a black flag, but unfortunately, Eric Laurie, Dusty Burkhart did get black flags.
I'm going to tell you what that's going to do. If this second pack can get in and get out quickly and get organized, I think in however many laps, 17 laps we have to go, they could potentially, if they really hustle, run down these leaders, but it's going to be a lot to ask.
Well, here comes that second group. That's Christian Strader, Adam Kilday, Andrew Schroeder, Rick Seabrands, Nick Wing, and Alex Green coming down pit road right now.
I mean, they got a shot. They get in and get out quickly and get organized. They got a shot to get back up there.
I'm looking here to see where we're at. Christian Strader is coming off of pit road.
Because I'll tell you, Anthony English and Jimmy Reynolds are moving.
Yeah, I'm looking
James Mayer.
They are coming around them right now. Or somebody was. That may have been some lap down traffic. That may have been Billy Stanley. Nope, Billy's back here. He is just now coming. He came off a pit road.
It looks like James Mayer's going to check up here and tag on to that next group of cars, try to make themselves a little bit faster, try to build up a pack and gain some time, because they know that they have lost a bunch of people that were racing in their group earlier, and that second pack could potentially run them down now.
Yeah, Jimmy Reynolds is the last car on that first pack, but Christian Strader is out front. Adam Kilday currently in second, Andrew Schroeder third, James Mayer fourth, Anthony English fifth, Jimmy Reynolds sixth. Then you get back here to Gabe Butler. Gabe is with some lap traffic. That's 46 of David Overstreet and the 69 of Dusty Burkhart.
Yeah, Rick Seabrands and company are really, I mean, they're pushing, so I don't know if they have time, but we'll see.
We are 16 to go, folks. And Adam said he's public enemy number one to Graceland fans at the moment. So he says, I don't know if I should say I'm a good guy. Oh.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He is. What is our GWCs? Are we doing unlimited tonight with up to 15 or?
No, that's a Saturday series.
Okay.
Thing. We have three.
Okay.
Now, I will tell you, Andrew Schroeder and Jim and Anthony and Jimmy tagged up with some of these other cars, some of these lap down cars. That's smart. That's going to make them fast.
Well, that put Adam Kilday up into the lead with Andrew Schroeder in second. James Mayer third, Christian Strader on that outside line in. Well, he's in fifth because Anthony English did push up. But Strader is just letting these guys go by. I don't know if he just don't feel comfortable or what's going on, but he's going to fall back to the pack. He's got to be careful, though, Mark, like you said. You don't want to get out of the draft with these big tracks.
I think these guys might have to pit again. I don't know. They might be short on fuel.
Well, Well, if they say, I don't know if they can save enough. I mean, they have slowed down. They're only running about 180 mile an hour compared to the almost 190 that they were doing.
And that second pack is they're gaining. They're closing in. I would love to see him. I'd love to see him catch them and see how this plays out.
Well, that is the 36 of Stephen Luttrell with the 343 of Russ Hancock, Rick Seabrands, Billy Stanley right there as well. But Billy is several laps down.
Yes. Yep. But still, you know, he's still racing hard. And that's awesome.
Well, here's another truck I wanted to look at real quick, Mark. That 55 of Dean Wilkinson.
Dean's a good Canadian feller.
Running that 55 cherry wine or cheer wine drink. That is not an alcoholic drink, folks. That is a soft drink. They actually sell that here at our local Atwoods.
Oh wow, that's cool. Dean's one of those guys that, you know, sometimes you see him and then you don't see him for a while, and then he gets into a big event race and he ends up winning it. I've actually seen him sneak into some of those big races and win.
Well,
where the hell did he come from?
I'm going to say this about Dean. You know, the playoffs that they were in, he wasn't even in the playoffs, and he had a chance to win it, but he decided he just moved to the outside, let the other guys that were in the playoffs right behind him around him, and you know, you don't. That's a quality of a driver that you don't see.
Yep.
Ooh,
looks like the second pack's having some navigation issues getting around a couple of these trucks here, but they've been gaining on these leaders up here. I've been watching that. So the thing that the leaders are doing is they've packed up with some of these lap cars, which was smart to try to keep their speed up. But that second pack is starting to gain.
Yeah, they dropped from 8 seconds down to 6.
They get it within 3 seconds, and I think we're gonna. I don't know if they have time. I mean, we got 10 to go.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, but they're really not pushing hard up here at the front. Like I said, I'm on Adam right now, and
they could be saving.
They're saving
fuel.
They're saving because they're not even. They're at 182 mile an hour, and I know these trucks can push 190 in the draft.
Right. Yeah, I think you're right, Steve. I think that they are saving fuel here. They're letting that second pack burn up all their fuel, trying to catch up with them, and then they're going to stay out, win the race while that second pack has to fit.
Yep.
I hope that's not the case, because I do like to see this second pack catch up, really make this interesting. But at the end of this, everybody wants that watch.
Oh, yeah.
So anything could happen.
Well, they came across the line, Mark. We are at 10 to go. Again, awesome race tonight, really. We've had one caution for the whole race, and I probably just jinxed it. But it has been a great race by these guys. Good patience, and
a lot of give and take tonight.
Absolutely. So, but
I'm sorry.
No,
the majority of our incidences happened on pit road, and that did slow a lot of the drivers down. It did put some people laps down, and that's unfortunate. You know, again, you know, that's all part of racing. Not everybody's going to have a wonderful race. Not everyone's going to be happy. There's only going to be one happy person at the end of this race, and that's the winner.
Well, I'm looking at our field here. It looks like we have lost 2 drivers. Took it behind the wall, Douglas Johnson and Robert Thorens.
All right. Well, I hope to see those guys again. I'll see both of them on Saturday.
And
so will you.
Okay, I was just making sure. I thought, well, Richard Sudden Death ain't showing up, but he's back here still running. He's got Billy Stanley right in front of him, but we're at 9 to go. We're going to try to stay up here on the front as much as we can, folks, to see who is going to win that beautiful. I've seen a picture of that watch, and that is a beautiful, beautiful watch.
Oh, it really is. And I don't know if the second pack has time.
I don't think so. I mean, they've been out here
Actually, they're catching them quick now.
Yeah,
I
they're
think they're gonna
2
catch 'em.
seconds.
They're going to catch them. We're going to have an exciting end here. They've got them. They've got them.
Yeah, they're moving. They've dropped it down below 2 seconds, almost a second and a half. Question is, did they burn too much fuel?
That is the $1 million question. Has this first pack been saving to try to make it into the end, and that second pack burning up all their fuel? I guess we're going to find out, but they're going to start spreading out, fanning out here too wide because it is go time.
Yeah, 7 to go. Adam Kilday, Andrew Schroeder out to that outside line. That's going to put the 46 on the inside, but he is lapped down with that 69 of Dusty Burkhart. Dusty is the first car a lap down, though, so if they do... they're wrecking. David Overstreet involved. That was David Overstreet, guys cutting through the grass. That was David Overstreet that went upside down.
Oh, big junk.
Well,
I hope David's okay.
We're going to take a look. Looks like David had to tow. But if I could find my mouse, come on.
Oh, that was unfortunate.
Yes, it
just
was.
It's like a push gone wrong there.
We're going to take a rewind here. We're on James Mayer right now. That's who it took me to.
Ooh, that was a big blowover. That took out a few good cars. James Mayer for one. Whew, David I hope he's all right. Looks like he's going to tow it back to the pits.
Well, that actually started with Dusty Burkhart and David Overstreet. Almost looked like a bad push. I'm trying to get on it. David does drop down to the double yellow mark.
That is going to make things interesting here at the end. Do some of these drivers have enough fuel to make it to the end is the big question. Are we going to see some of these leaders pit and top off? Are we going to see some of them stay out?
David did take a ride. I think, most cautions, everybody's going to pit. So if they pit, that's going to give them enough to make it to the end. David doesn't quite go all the way around or all the way over, but we're going to try to get back up here on our leader. That's Adam Kilday.
Looks like he's probably going to stay out.
We're going to look and see. Yeah, he stays out. We got several trucks coming in. But Adam's only been out 11 laps. There's 5 to go here at the line.
Yeah, that could be cutting it short.
Well, and the early pits could have been, Eric Laurie up into the wall trying to get around.
Yeah, he looks like he was trying to get his lucky dog, and everybody was kind of monopolizing that second line. This is going to be very interesting restart.
It is.
I'm not happy that caution happened. I hate it for Dave and Dusty there and James and anybody else who got caught up in it. I am happy that the pack is going to be all lumped back together here for this, hopefully what will be our final restart.
Yeah, and I don't know. They may wait. They could have waited until this lap here to possibly make a late pit just for some fuel. I've seen guys do that before, Mark.
Yes, sir. You know it. And then if we get a green-white checker, that's going to cycle a lot of these guys who are at the back of the pack who just pitted for fuel. It's going to cycle them to the front. They're going to be good to go. So a lot of different scenarios could happen here.
Oh, big time. But that is definitely going to change the outlook.
This is exciting.
Because your top 7 have been out here 12 and 13 laps.
Yeah, and what do we have, 4 to go, 5 to go?
5 to go. So that's going to put them at 17, 18 laps. They may have enough to make it, but if there's a green-white checker, they'll have to pit.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think you're right there. You see how they're all running on the apron right there? They're clutching, shutting the truck off, trying to save fuel. The apron's the flattest part of the track. That way here they're not up on the banking, burning any unnecessary fuel here. So I think you're right, Steven. I think that they're saving, and they probably got one last run in that tank. And if we do get a green white, they're gonna have to pit.
I agree. As the lights do go out on the pace car, so we are going to be one to go, one to green, I should say, as we are four to go. So this will be, technically, it'll be a green-white checker.
Well, we didn't get to interview as many people as I thought we would because we've had a lot of green flag racing. But hopefully, if we do this again, another special event in a week or two, and if you're available, we can get to interviewing more. I mean, I'm not hoping for more cautions because this has been a phenomenal race, and I hope it finishes
Now,
under green.
just to let folks, and you know, Mark, we're still planning on that benefit race for Josh. Help raise money for Josh. Now, for the folks that out there in chat that don't know, Josh had a heart attack and ended up having to have a triple bypass done. He is doing well. He is on the mend. He is getting better. But it was a scary situation there for a little while. And I got to give a shout out to Bubba Winningham and David Overstreet. They've been kind of helping me get something going. We're just kind of waiting on prize sponsors and trying to narrow down a date and a track, and to hold this benefit race, and for Joshua, and it's just to raise money to pay for any unforeseen expenses or anything that Josh may need. Now, we're also, just to let y'all know, we're also going to have some giveaways for our fans if they want to donate. We'll have a link in the description for you guys to go donate. And if you do donate, I believe we're going to try to give maybe a TV or two away is kind of what we're looking at.
Okay. Let me know how I can help.
Absolutely.
Looks like the pace car is down, and hopefully this is the final restart.
Yes, sir. Green flag. Back out. Here we go, folks. Final 4 laps. That'll be 3 at the line here. Anthony English, Adam Kilday getting a good jump there. I didn't see a lot of tires spinning, so that's a good thing. So maybe they still got enough on those tires. As we see,
a lot of docking.
Yes, I see side-by-side side drafting going on up front as Adam Kilday is getting pushed out to the front. But you got Jimmy Reynolds, Rick Seabrands right there. And then that 44 of Anthony, caution. That's going to be the game changer, be our first green-white checker.
Looked like the 03 and the 18 got into it a little bit back there.
Yep, I'm on it now. We're going to get back up here. That is Kevin Haas. Let's get to a chase view as we see him getting spun around there.
Let's see here. Well, I better speed mine up here. It looks like
Kevin went up a little high.
yeah, 03 kind of came down a little bit there.
Yeah, and then came down, wasn't quite clear, and caught the 18. Came across his nose. I'm trying to see if it got anybody. Oh, Les Levy, the 62 machine, got caught up in it as my.
Now, Steven, let's see what happens here with what we were talking about before with respect to pit stops, because we are going into a green-white checkered. Are the leaders going to pit here?
I would venture to say they will as we get back up here on Adam Kilday as he is down on the apron.
I mean, if they don't pit, they're going to be on fumes.
I would agree. But I mean, 3 to go. If the leaders do go in, those guys that's been out here, Russ Hancock, 3 laps in 8. I mean, you almost have to. You kind of made your bet at this point.
Yeah, I mean, here's the pit road entrance. It looks like they're all staying out.
So
there cannot be a way that they can make another green-white checkered.
I don't think they can, but hopefully they can. The leaders are hoping, hey, we got to keep this green. But yeah, Bubba Whittingham and David O. David O said he would host the race. Bubba is getting with Chevy Land, because I know Chevy Land and MaxspeedTV has got a really good partnership. Bubba and Josh have been a partner on OP for a while, but those guys have been really helping me. And like I said, the money that we raise, 100% of that will go to Joshua for any unforeseen expenses. I know he was talking about getting an adjustable bed to where he could sit up and be comfortable and get some sleep. So, and those aren't real cheap, but
No, they're not.
again, it's something that I kind of brainstormed to come up with. I've stepped up and helped him cover the broadcast, and out of no personal gain for myself, this was all for Joshua to make sure that he didn't have to worry about sending any money back to the leagues.
Well, you're doing the Lord's work, and we wish Josh the best.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
When that race gets organized, I would like to try to help out as much as I can too, and I know everyone from the community will. And speaking of Bubba Winningham, if anybody needs a Chevy, go visit him down there in Shreveport, Louisiana at Chevy Land. He's helped out drivers in our series buy brand new vehicles. So
Yeah, Chevrolet.com, Shreveport, Louisiana, man. They've got a great selection. I've actually been to their website because I was looking to maybe do some trading on some of my vehicles, but great selection of used and new and pre-owned vehicles. His staff down there is reached out to me because, talking to him in the chat, but they do deliver too, Mark. Lower 48s, yeah.
I don't know. That's cool.
So if you can't make it to Shreveport, you find something you like, you get everything done online, they will actually ship the vehicle to you.
That's cool. Well, we'll be keeping an eye out for that race.
Yeah,
Sure.
we're hoping to have it have everything finalized towards the end of the month. I think is kind of what we're looking at now, because a lot of leagues are wrapping up. Some of them are still in playoffs, so we want to make sure we get have the time for everybody to join in.
Well, let me tell you, we got some drivers back there out of the top 10 that topped off, took fuel, took tires. They're just licking their chops, hoping for another caution. If we get another caution, those guys are going to be sitting pretty, because these leaders are going to have to pit for fuel.
Yeah, the top 7 drivers did not pit. They've been out here 17, 18 laps, Mark, and green, white checker. I think this is all they got.
Well, we're about to do this. Let's hope we have a nice, exciting finish here.
Now, if I get a little bit excited, Mark, and start talking real fast,
I'll be right with you.
Be calling the action. The lights on the pace car are out as we come around to the trio, where the pace car will dive off down to the safety of pit road.
Adam killed Anthony English leading the line here.
Yep, but look who he's got behind on the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds and the 88 of Gabe Butler as we get to the Geico restart zone. Green flag back out, folks. Green, white checker. Let's see what happens.
It's like the top lane got a little bit of a better start there.
Yeah, a little bit of a checkup there on that low line, but they got organized, and we are side-by-side racing here, folks. Anthony English on the outside. Adam Kildare dooring each other. Getting a little bit loose. Good save.
He has the advantage coming out of turn 2.
That was a great save by Anthony English. I don't know how in the world he held on to that, but he did. But we are side by side. Dave Hunt in the mix as well. Anthony English. That's Gabe Butler. Dave Hunt on the outside. Adam Kildare. That is Jimmy Reynolds. Rick C. Brands on the inside. The 03 of Alex, or the 3 of Alex Green and Andrew Schroeder. Now, those guys right there are
third line.
Here it goes. That's a 55 of Dean Wilkinson out on that outside line. White flag. Don't matter. Whatever happens now is going to happen.
It's side by side.
Ooh.
Anthony's getting a little bit.
Oh, we're wrecking back here in the back. But we're
Anthony's going around.
Oh, Jimmy Anthony involved.
You got Gabe Butler and Rick Seabrands.
Oh, Dave Hunt rolling down the back of the track, but we're going to watch this lead right here.
Adam Kilday is a sitting duck right here. Looks like Gabe's going to probably have the advantage. He's going to use Adam as a pick here on Rick.
Yes,
They're bumping and banging.
Yes, he is, but Rick is right on the bumper of Adam.
He is.
No.
Here comes Andrew Schroeder.
Oh,
Third
here we
lane.
go.
Here we go.
Oh, what a block. Out of the wrecking. Oh, right at the line.
Oh,
Wow.
goodness gracious.
Oh, my gosh, right at the line.
Wow, what a win.
Let me get on a chase view because I
wow.
got to get to the side of this. As you can see right on that view right there, Gabe Butler and Andrew Schroeder are both sideways. Look like Gabe went to throw a block and went up too high and got up into the wall, which got Andrew loose. But at the line, Rick Seabrands gets turned.
Wow.
But that's going to give Rick the second place. Gabe Butler in third. Andrew Schroeder, Nick Wing in fifth.
Great race.
All right, folks. Well, we normally do our top three, but give us just a second. We're going to step away. We're going to get our drivers up here to the waiting room for post-race interview. But here in a second, we'll be right back, folks. All right, folks, we have caught up with our top three, and we will start with our third place finisher. Let me get on Andrew Schroeder, since he was right there in that mix. Let me get rewound here a little bit, Mark, so we could get a clear shot of his truck.
Right.
And we will get him in here real quick. Oh, Andrew Schroeder. So we've caught up with our third place finisher tonight, Andrew Schroeder. Awesome job, buddy. You started back to the back of the pack in 29th. Right place at the right time got you a P3 finish.
Yeah, a good win. I mean, I think I could have had a good shot at winning that, but it is what it is. That's some guys race that way. Nothing you can do about it.
Well, man, it was a really good race throughout. I mean,
yeah, great win. I'm happy for Adam. We were so close on the fuel at the end there before that caution came out. Super close. So.
Well, that's what we were talking about up here in the booth. You know, you guys, man, y'all were cutting it close on fuel. I know Adam was out here 19 laps and Gabe was out here 20. So
Yeah.
where was you setting at on your fuel, bud?
Well, I had to pit after I guess Dusty got into David O there. When me and Adam were trying to get around there, so I kind of I had to use the faster breath, so I took only a little bit of fuel. I wouldn't have been able to do another green white checkered, but yeah, it is what it is. Super fun race. Glad Mark put it together, and David O and Bubba and everybody. Just a little rough ending there, but it's all right. It's just a fun race. Glad everybody had a good time. Super happy for Adam.
Yeah, good finish there, Andrew. Steven and I saw that third lane coming, and
Yeah, it was. I mean,
you definitely had a shot at it.
yeah, it's not a move I would have made, but some guys race that way. Nothing you can do. It is what it is. So.
Well, congratulations on the third place finish.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you for throwing us together, bro. It was a really good time.
Oh, absolutely.
So, this is the second anniversary of my mom's passing, so it's good to get up there in the top 3 and had a good night, man.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Well, good to see you up there, Andrew.
Thank you, buddy.
Well, Andrew, we're going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you, buddy. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give?
Thanks. Like I said, Mark, David O, Bubba, everybody put it together. It was a great time. I had Nick Wing pushing. Man, we were coming. Adam, I'm so happy Adam won. I had Robert and Mike Edgerton with me. So, yeah, good race, good fun, and looking forward to the next one.
All right, buddy. Well, go celebrate. Congratulations, and guess we'll see you tomorrow night for OP Saturday.
All right, dude. Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow night.
All right, buddy.
I'll talk to you in a bit, bro.
Yeah.
We'll get him back down there. That's going to bring us. Let me get on his car here. I'll flip this around. That's going to get us to Mr. Gabe Butler. If I can get my controls to work. So, Gabe, awesome job, buddy. Second place finish for you tonight. Man, what a race.
It was a hell of a race, man. What was it? 3 cautions total?
3 cautions total, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. It's a hell of a job by the drivers there. So I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Well, one thing me and Mark was talking about, I'm sure he'll ask you about this too. We've seen a lot of give and take out there tonight. It wasn't the guys being patient. There wasn't anybody really driving above what their abilities were, making smart moves, being pretty aware of what was around them.
Yeah, from what I could see, yeah, that's true. It seemed to be that way. I mean, we weren't like door banging and pinching super hard during the race, but you really had to manage your temps in this race because the humidity was pretty high. So it was difficult keeping the truck cool. But yeah, it was a great race.
Yeah, we went from day to night to day, which I thought the transition was really cool. And watching that race, Gabe, it looked like you and Jimmy and Hunter and some other drivers just executed your pit stops flawlessly. I did see that there at the end. Did you have a little mishap there?
Yeah, I was throwing a block and it was a bad block and I went too high and Andrew, I mean, I definitely stalled his momentum and looking back at it, it was definitely a pretty bad block, but I
wasn't talking about. No, I was talking about your one of your last pit stops.
Oh yeah. I think I slid my box and ran out of fuel at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I wasn't talking about the block, brother.
Yeah, shit. No, I was trying to get you to forget that. But yeah, I knew that's what you're talking about, but I didn't want to talk about that. But seeing that you brought it up, I will. Yeah, I slid my box and ran out of fuel at the same time. But luckily, I was able to pick up Dave Overstreet, and I think it was Mr. Burkhart. And we were able to get back up to the lead pack. They were saving fuel. I had to save fuel too. And yeah, so luckily I didn't get too punished for that mess up on pit road. But thanks for bringing it up.
Well, great run nonetheless. Sorry, Steven. Go ahead, brother.
No, you're all right. I was just fixing to say the same thing. You know, that pit stop was kind of horrible, not very characteristic of Gabe.
Oh, it says settle down now, buddy. It was terrible. It was ugly, but anyway.
Yeah. So awesome job though, Gabe. Man, it's always fun to watch you guys run, and I sure did miss being out there. So, but we're all thinking, making sure Josh gets enough rest to get him back up in the booth, so I can be back out there. But
there you go.
But awesome job on your P2 finish tonight, buddy. Are you going to get any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give?
Yeah, big shout-out to Mark for putting this on, man. This is pretty awesome, and see you guys up in the booth for broadcasting it. I'm sure it's going to be interesting going back and watching it. And big shout out to all the drivers tonight for having such a clean race. I mean, 3 cautions, Daytona, 100 laps. I mean, what more do you want? And some great racing there. And apologies to Andrew for that horrendous block at the end. That block was worse than my damn pit stop, but I'm sure we'll get over it. But and of course, all the guys I ran with tonight, you know, Eric, Dean, Hunter, and Jimmy, of course. And great win for Adam. So there you go, fellas.
All right, Gabe. Well, congratulations. Mark, you got something else?
Yeah, you got any shout outs or anything? You already did?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm sitting here scrolling. People are messaging me.
I took care of it. I took care of it, Mark.
All right. Hey, I appreciate you, Gabe. Appreciate your
All right,
race,
guys.
man.
You too, guys.
All right, we'll see you, Gabe.
See ya.
We'll get him back down there. Well, that's going to bring us to our winner tonight. Let me get this stuff pulled up here and get him moved up to the broadcast booth. Adam Kilday, your winner tonight. Don't know how you did it. You had to have been running on fumes.
That's your cue to talk, Adam.
Hey,
Adam. Adam.
he may not want to talk to us.
Oh boy.
Oh, there he is.
Hey, get that headset on, Adam. Come on. Hey,
There he is.
He is.
Okay. All right, my freaking this. I have the Corsair Void headset, and sometimes when I put the arm up, it'll mute, and then when I put it down, sometimes it won't unmute.
I think that's just an excuse not to talk to us, Mark.
No,
I think so.
Well, Adam, awesome job, buddy. You're our winner tonight. Man, 3 cautions total, 100 laps. You know, it was a great race to watch and call tonight, bud.
it freaking was a pretty dang good one from start to finish, I'd say. I was trying to just I decided to just probably give it somewhat of my all in the beginning, just to mess around with the guys up front and see if we could hold the lead for a while. But on the pit stops, we got cycled back a couple rows, so I settled with riding around in 4th and 5th for the first half of the race or so. And yeah, up until the end, dude, I'm like, man, dude, I thought I wasn't going to make it on gas, because I was showing probably what do you call it? Like maybe 0.8 short or so.
And then,
man.
Yeah, and I went up to try to drop to the back to save some more, and I had my teammate. He was like, "No, we can make it. Get back down in front of me, and I'll freaking push you. We could save and we can make it." So I got back down in front of Schroeder, and you know, all my faith was everything was in his hands at that point to see if we can make it to the end. But I think we could have. I don't know. It would have been close if that the one caution didn't come out, because we ended up going 1 lap further than the guys behind us. So, but yeah, you know, the freaking caution came out and it actually saved mine and well, I guess my race, because Andrew was involved with that wreck with Dusty and David. But I don't know. I would have liked to see what would have happened if the yellow didn't come out. But yeah.
Yeah, you were a sitting duck with Rick and Gabe there closing on you. But yeah, great job, man.
Yeah, I mean, in that scenario at the end, I mean, first it was unfortunate that freaking everyone wrecked. I would have rather had like a drag race to the finish with Old English there and see how that would have turned out. But no, it's like I've seen a bunch of those scenarios unfold with replays and stuff. I saw it was just Gabe and Seabrand side by side, and then behind them I didn't see anyone behind them for a while. So my plan was to pull Gabe out as far as I could in front of Rick, and then drop down in front of Rick so Rick couldn't have nowhere to go. But yeah, you know, Seabrands was left in a position to where he had to kind of push me, because he had Gabe just out to his outside, so he couldn't really do much in his position. But so I guess I definitely got to thank Brands for pushing me there for this win. So this one's on him too. And I don't know. There could have been so many scenarios that could have unfolded. Gabe could have had a shot at winning it. He threw a block, and if the block would have worked out for him, he actually could have catapulted in front of me, and he could have won it. Or if the block wasn't thrown, Andrew had momentum too coming up to us, and he could have flew around on the top side, and he could have gotten the win. So it could have played out so many different ways, dude.
Yeah, we were watching that. Gabe went to throw that block, just got a little bit too high and was trying to throw it back down and just got into Rick, and then that allowed Andrew to be right there. But you also had Nick Wing right there with you guys too. But really, I mean, three cautions for 100 laps on super speedway is pretty dang good, man.
Yeah, I mean, this was awesome. So, yeah, 3 cautions for 9 laps.
Not a bad night.
No, it's like, I think in the current state, I think that the trucks and iRacing just put on a real good show for super speedway racing. I guess it's mostly because the iRacing mentality in super speedways is you push for all you can, you know. Everyone's pushing, whether it's 3 deep or maybe 4 deep, which could be the case. But it's more forgiving for that type of racing, unlike other cars. Other cars that it's not so friendly in, so you get a lot of the instances where there's a lot of pushing going on, or lag, or net code happens, or people are getting turned. But it's less forgiving in other vehicles and more forgiving in the trucks. So at this moment, the way iRacing drives on super speedways, the trucks are the way to go, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Mark, you got anything else for Adam?
No, congratulations, Adam. That was you actually flag to flag put together a brilliant race, man. That was fun to watch, dude. Hitting those pit stops. That's Anthony English giving us a small fuel load on Saturdays, practicing those super speedway pits. You guys executed them flawlessly tonight. I honestly had a feeling this race was going to go one of two ways. It was either going to be a wreck fest or it was going to be a few cautions, but it was going to be one on pit road. And tonight, I think it was one on pit road. Even though we did get packed up there at the end, you know, it still put those drivers that executed their pit stops up in that front pack. And you guys were really lucky we didn't get another green-white checker, because that would have cycled that 10 on back up to the front, because they all topped off. But
well, I actually changed channels too. I wasn't in a channel with Anthony. This one I went because the teams were full. Anthony and them wanted to ride with James, so I was like, all right, I'll move up with Schroeder in his channel. So we ended up doing that. But I don't know, dude. It's like I thought there was a couple instances on those green flag stops. I thought I was gonna drop out of the cycle because I ended up pitting on my own on one of them, and I ended up pitting with Jimmy and Hunter on a different one. That kind of set me one lap behind the leaders. But
right,
yeah, the one where I went in by myself, I was just sent it in on pit entry and was like, if I get a speeding penalty, it is what it is. And luckily I came out of that cycle, and who was it? I think Gabe was coming up behind me, and he gave me a big old shove to get me back up with the Reynolds. So I would say that saved my run for sure on that pit cycle.
well, we will talk after this interview, and we will get that watch sent out to you.
Yeah, dude. Heck yeah, man. I appreciate it. So yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, so I was just fixing to say, well, Adam, congratulations. You won that Daytona inspired watch, so awesome job. So before we let you go, though, buddy, any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate?
Yeah, for sure. We'll do a huge thanks to the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Mann himself. Yeah, dude, you freaking slapped together a good one here, man, on a Friday night. Epic.
Hey, without you, there'd be no us, brother.
Oh, exactly, dude. I'm fortunate, real fortunate enough to find you guys on this service, and it's like, to be riding with you guys too and other races and stuff like that on race nights. It's I'm much appreciative of that and the guys that let me in. But yeah, so there's that. This is on MaxspeedTV on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll do a shout out to the broadcast, and Stephen Lane for doing the commentary. Same with Mark Mann. I'll have to see how you did, through the replay, dude. So,
I was a little ill, but I'm just getting over it.
still recovering from that strep throat.
Steven was the star tonight. I was just filler.
Dang. Well, that's what's up, dude. But yeah, so thanks to that, we'll shout out to the team, the guys I was running with in Discord. Andrew Schroeder, Nick Wing, Mike Edgerton, and Robert Thorns. So shout out to those guys, and shout out to the drivers for putting on a good freaking race, dude. And that should about do it.
All right, buddy. Well, Adam, congratulations again. Go celebrate, and we will see you tomorrow night for OP playoff race number 3.
Yeah, sounds good, man. You take it
Hell
easy.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. See you later.
All right, peace out.
Well, I just want to say, Steve, thanks for broadcasting on short notice, and thanks to all the drivers across all the series, Checkered Flag Motorsports, their series on Sundays, OP, their series on Mondays, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturdays, and Graceland Shootout series, their series on Tuesdays.
Yeah, it was definitely good to see Billy and Sutton and all those guys. Adam Robertson out there in chat joining us. It's good to be able to have a multicultural of leagues out here running one of these special races.
It was.
Well, with that being said, Mark, we're going to go ahead and jump into our unofficial results. I don't know if there's going to be any admin stuff, but we could probably pretty much say these are the official results for tonight. Your winner, the 85 of Adam Kilday. I almost called him Adam English. I've been doing that a lot lately because them two guys are always together. But Adam Kilday is your winner tonight. Oh, we almost forgot, and we'll get to that here in a second, Mark. But Gabe Butler in the 88 coming in second place. Andrew Schroeder's 48 in third. The number 30 of Nicholas Wing in fourth. Luke Gray, 29 in fifth. The old 71 of Eric Laurie coming in sixth. I got to find my mouse here. In seventh, the 31 of James Mayer. Good run by James tonight. Led a couple of laps himself. At 81 of Duxton Lodston there in eighth. Dusty Burkhart in the 69 in ninth. And Hunter Reynolds led 24 laps, just too shy of what Adam did, rounding out the top 10. The 36 of Stephen Luttrell in 11th. Dave Hunt in the 53 in 12th. In 13th, the 55 of Dean Wilkinson. In 14th, the 49 of Cole Spalding. 15th, the 343 of Russell Hancock. And 16th, the 21 of Daniel Holloway. 17th, the 66 of Bubba Winningham. And our 18th place driver, who will get the $5 back, is the 215 of Derek Donna. So congratulations to Derek. You will get that entry fee refunded back to you, buddy.
Happened to be the last car in the lead lap, too, 18.
Yeah, yes, he was. So awesome job there to Derek. Congratulations, buddy. Anthony English finishing 19th, and Jimmy Reynolds rounding out the top 20. 21 and 21st, the number 3 car of Alex Green. 22nd, the 00 of Rob Connors. I can't talk. The 23rd is the 18 of Christian Strader. Good run by Christian tonight. Unfortunately, got into a little bit of some situations, knocked him back out of the front, back to the back. But Rick Seabrand's there in 24th. Number 67 of S.E. Martin, Scott Martin in 25th. The 14th of Sean Frazier in 26th. Les Levy in that 62 machine finishing 27th. The number 2 of Greg Myers in 28th. The 11 of James Napier in 29th. Another Graceland driver. Richard Suddeth in the 95 machine in 30th. David Overstreet in the 46 in 31st. In 32nd, the 03 of Kevin Haas. At 33rd, the number 5 of Mike Edgerton. At 34th, the 8 of Billy Stanley. Rough night for Billy tonight, unfortunately. 35th is the 388 of Doug Johnson. 36th is the 19 of Robert Thorns. Of course, the 04 Mark Mann, our sponsor tonight, did not start. Neither did Douglas Ross Jr., come to think about it. He finishes in 38th. Well, that is going to do it for us tonight here on Max Speed TV. Folks, don't forget, tomorrow night is the third race of the first round. That's hard to say sometimes, Mark.
Yeah, it is.
Third race of the first round of the top 16 for the OP Saturday Night Unlimited Butt Kicker Truck Series. We will be heading to Talladega, I think. I'll have to look at that. I'm not sure. Is it Talladega or are we back here at
I have no clue.
Are we back here? Oh, has this got in the way? Good Lord.
I have no idea, but we will be somewhere tomorrow night.
We will be somewhere tomorrow night, so tune in tomorrow night. Billy, if you're still out there watching in the stream, hang around in Discord, buddy. Want to talk to you about something. I think I still seen you in Discord, but want to visit with you about something. Want to get you involved in something. But awesome job by these guys tonight, Mark. I appreciate you also jumping up here and helping me broadcast with this many trucks. It's always nice to have an extra set of eyes.
Thanks, man.
So, but awesome job, and man, I just can't believe we went 3 cautions for 100 laps. But awesome driving by these drivers tonight. But don't forget, again, Saturday night, 7:45 p.m. Central Time, 8:45 Eastern, live right here on Max Speed TV. We will be back, and then Sunday will be Season 2 opening race for the CFM Speedway Monkeys. Until then, folks, please be safe with all this wind and weather moving through. Have a good night, and we will see you tomorrow.
Peace.